I want to tell a story about when I was in Pabellon in Aguascalientes. It's a kind of a fun story, one of those supernatural stories that I was talking about earlier. So my companion and I, we were walking home from a visit. We were actually coming home a little late, like we weren't supposed to. We were supposed to be home at 9. I think it was 9:45, something like that. We were on our way home, just walking fast, trying to get home. When I look up and I see behind this tree, I see this light. It just looked like a street lamp behind the tree. I was like, okay, whatever, just walking. I didn't think anything of it. And then as I was walking, the light started to move slowly. And then I was like, oh, that's just because I'm walking, so the lamp is moving. It looks different. And then I was like, wait a minute. So I stopped. I wasn't moving. I looked up at the light, and the light kept moving from out behind the tree. And as it moved out from behind the tree, I could tell it wasn't behind the tree. It was up in the sky, really far away, and it was really high. But it looked just yellowish orange, like a street lamp, like a street light. And I grabbed my companion. I said, stop, look. And he was like, what is that? And I was like, I have no idea. I don't know what that is. And it was moving so slowly. I was like, well, is it a plane? And I thought, no, planes are usually white and they have flashing lights on them. And he was like, oh, is it a comet? Is it an asteroid? I was like, maybe it is. But no, it was moving way too slow to be a comet or an asteroid. It was literally moving, it looked like this in the sky. And we were like, what in the world? My guess is it was like 400 feet up in the air. And we just kept watching it, and we were just in awe. Like, what in the world is that? And it just moved slowly across the sky. And as it got to a point over here, it did something crazy. The light, let's say the light's my fingers, it separated into 3 different lights, like this. It just kept moving as one, and then they went like this. Separated into 3 at like perfect angles from each other, like 35 degrees from each other. It was insane. And as they kept moving, and then they started to go down towards the ground. And as they started going down to the ground, they changed colors from orange to blue. It was like slow change of color from orange to blue. And then once it turned blue, they got bright white, and then just disappeared, like the lights turned off as they were, I don't know, probably 100 feet from the ground. They were pretty far away, we couldn't tell. Went behind some houses or whatever, and I immediately thought, aliens, but turns out that's not what the locals thought it was. So we were going about our day the next day, and we ate lunch with members, and we told them of this crazy story that we saw. We saw these lights in the sky, and they were like, oh yeah, that's just the witches. We're like, what? They're like, yeah, the witches, they come out every night, around 11 o'clock sometimes. They fly around in the sky, and we were like, witches? I thought they were aliens. Like, no, they're witches. They fly around, do weird things. Like it was a normal thing. Like witches were just normal. And we talked to some other people about it, and they're like, oh yeah, you saw some witches. Like, have you seen them? Yeah, if you just go outside at like midnight, you'll see them. That was just crazy. That was insane. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was witches, aliens, or like, I don't know. I don't know what it was. But it's a really cool story, and it was a really neat experience that I had in a small little town in Mexico.